Welcome to HCN Evening News Bulletin with me, Clinton D'Souza, and here are the top stories. The Goa police on Saturday arrested a 21-year-old man for kidnapping a 12-year-old girl in Valpoi, North Goa, allegedly for befriending her on social media. While the girl has been medical examined on Saturday itself, her examination reports are awaited. However, the police officers said that the medical examination report would be ascertained whether or not the girl had been sexually assaulted by the accused. On Saturday evening, Dana Kaskar has been booked for kidnapping under Section 363 of the Indian Penal Code. While an offense of kidnapping was registered, Kaskar was sent for medical examination to the Goa Medical College in Bangalore. Police have arrested 21-year-old man for kidnapping a minor girl from Nagargaon village in Satri after befriending her on Facebook. Dana Kaskar was arrested after parents of the girl filed a formal complaint. As per sources, Kaskar, who is from the Podeshe village, has been made friendship with the girl over Facebook and both had later shared their mobile numbers. On Friday, the accused came to the place of the victim and took her along to an unknown place and did not return till evening. Since the girl did not return, parents filed a missing complaint with the Valpoi police station. The accused was later arrested. Nearly every day, new crime cases is being reported in the state. Rapes, murders, deaths, theft, kidnapping are on rise in the state, and yet we are told Biupachi Garasna. With the ongoing crime cases in the state, we at HCN spoke to Advocate Caroline Colasco. She highlighted how Goa is turning into worse side and also how crime rates should be dealt with.
My question to you is, in the recent week, we have seen n number of crimes, deaths that are reporting in Goa, right from two Russian death cases in Seolim to a Siddhi Naik's case that is getting a new lead, and also a dead body of a man found in Kandule, and n number of criminal cases. So what do you have to say on that, ma'am? What is happening in Goa?
So it is worrying, of course, when there are so many crimes taking place all over Goa. There is a sense of insecurity that gets felt by citizens at large. And this can be assuaged, this fear, this feeling of insecurity can be assuaged by the police if they would have modern methods of criminal investigation and show that they have been proactive in at least immediately dealing with the situation.
So, ma'am, moving ahead with regards to Siddhi Naik's their case, now the police and the forensic also failed to collect the samples of the viscera and other samples also, and they prejudged it, saying it's a suicide. And now, where do you think the case is going to go now?
Yes, in fact, that was very sad that the police, in a sense, jumped the gun, immediately came to the conclusion that it was suicide, and in thus doing so, ruled out any other possibilities of if it could even be any kind of a sexual offense. Now, once they have come to that conclusion, obviously evidence is lost, which cannot be retrieved now, and this is the failing of the police. And I'm in time and again. Supreme Court also has been saying that the criminal police investigating crime, or whatever police doing criminal investigation, should be separated from the general police who's doing perhaps bandobast or any other VVIP duty. This has been repeatedly told by the Supreme Court, so you would get a specialized force dealing specifically with modern methods of crime. This is not happening. The same police are not only getting transferred, but the same police are doing 101 things. Sometimes I feel it's not even humanly possible. Then the second aspect is we still do not have, after so many years of independence and after so many promises, we do not have a modern forensic laboratory. Every of our forensic, swabs and evidence gets sent all the way to Hyderabad, the CFSL lab in Hyderabad, and it takes minimum 1 year and more for a simple blood test report to come back. So this, in fact, is again a failure of justice, because justice delayed is justice denied. Again, Article 21 of the Constitution says that you need a speedy trial, But if in case they're not even able to get the primary evidence to charge somebody, then I think it's lackadaisical attitude of the government in giving importance to crime and criminal investigation, and complete apathy on the part of the government to set up such kind of a forensic laboratory which would hasten any kind of important testing of such of evidence in criminal in specifically in terms of sexual offenses. When the rape law is amended and said it has to be done quick, you have to file the charge sheet. But if you don't have a laboratory, where is the whole sensitivity, and where is the commitment of the government on such issues? I find it totally lacking.
Ma'am, going ahead, now recently a dead body was found in Kandolim yesterday, wherein
Yes,
then it was, and it had like sharp weapon marks on it, and the
yes,
CCTV
yes.
footage was traced very quickly, swiftly by the police, wherein they realized that the man himself had gone to a supermarket to buy all the stuff, and then so in that case they went swiftly to find out the CCTV footage. But what about what do you think about why was there was a complete delay in searching the CCTV footage when it comes to Siddhi Naik's death case? So do you think there's some conspiracy behind this?
I think basically that there was public uproar in Siddhi Naik's case, and there was so much of attacks on the police in terms of their lackadaisical attitude, or the way they handled the investigation, that the police acted swiftly in this case. Therefore, I also believe that constant pressure onto the police by the public, by general citizens at large, who will not take things lying down, who will not take half-baked investigation, or this kind of attitude by the police of just pushing things under the carpet. I think there was so much of uproar in Siddhi Naik because they felt that this story of the police doesn't ring true. And there were protests not only in her hometown of where she lives in her village, Ukasai and Aldona, but in fact today there are protests being held all over because the public at large want to have reinforce and believe that the police are there as guardians of law and are there to protect them. But once this sense is not there, then that's when the public at large just is an automatic outpouring of solidarity and support that we saw in Siddhi Naik, that I think caused the police to now act, at least in this case, which is good.
My last question, ma'am, where do you think law and order stands in Goa? As a legal expert, what do you have to say on that?
Law and order, as usual, there is no faith of the public at large that there is a law and order. The reason is, again, as I started by saying, if the police were equipped with modern methods of detecting crime, we still do not have even that simple tape which says do not cross over, which you see in all, as soon as we watch any films, or that's a basic thing. Our fingerprinting unit is so outdated, our forensics is really bad. So with that, generally there will be a deterioration of law and order, because law people, criminals get emboldened, obviously, saying that all right, whatever you can do, there is not that kind of response by the police in terms of catching the criminals at least quickly. See, even I'm saying you would need much more CCTV camera footage at various vantage points, more so that it is a touristic state. Tourists who come here for a holiday, come here for peace, come here for fun, and you cannot have a situation where dead bodies are popping up all over in the coastal belt. So, it is time that the police and the government put things in order to assuage the public at large that there is law and order prevailing in Goa.
Where is Siddhi Naik death case leading? We know that her viscera samples, which could give consequential evidence if the manner of her death was not preserved by the Goa police. Amidst allegation of lapses in the handling of the 19-year-old drowning death, a new evidence uncovered indicates that the teen made COVID-19 related searches on Google. As multiple teams are looking for teenagers' last moments, footage of CCTV cameras along the coastal stretch of Kalangut as well as Porvorim and Mapsa are being examined by a separate team of investigators. Some of the highlights about Siddhi Naik death case. New turn in Siddhi Naik death case. Viscera samples were not taken as the police and doctors prejudged and suspected as suicide. The Goa police, after dismissing the case as suicide, wrote to Forensic Department of GMC asking for protocols they maintained in drowning cases. GMC Forensics Department wrote back citing 7 conditions under which visceras can be preserved. The condition includes a specific request to preserve these samples by the police. Goa police had not specifically asked for viscera samples to be preserved. 8 days after the murder, the Goa police went searching for CCTV footage near where the body was found. The team's call details, messages, etc. are being scrutinized. However, she left her mobile phone at home and hence her movement from Mapsa bus stand to where her body was found could not be traced. The police have not recovered the CCTV footage of the mall in Pororim where the girl worked. In case she met anyone, is yet to be recovered. After the recent floods, several families and houses in Valpoi Satari side have suffered a major loss. Today in the story, we will show you how some families in Unskam are badly affected due to the floods and are living at the village community center. Their homes are destroyed and all they demand is financial help from the government. They were assured assistance, but till date, nothing has been given.
पळोवपाक वचत जाल्यार तिराळ ह्या वाठारांत अंदाजे 60 घरां उदकान बुडयल्ली पूण भितरची एक 10-12 घरां अशीं आसा ती मातयेची आसा आनी ती मातयेची घरां आसल्या कारणान उदक तेंच्या घरान भितर वचून ती पोंची माती ती फुगल्या आनी तांकां ह्या गांवांचे जितके लोक आसा तांकांय भंय दिसता की ही बाबा घरां केन्नाय पडपाक शकता जरी ती सर्वोस्त तरी पडना तरी पूण तांकां भंय दिसता की ती केन्ना तरी पडपाक शकता आनी तांची माती हळू ती माती पडटा सो तेज्या खातीर चडशीं कुटुंबां जी ह्या चड अफेक्ट जाल्लो ते 10 कुटुंबां ती ह्या कम्युनिटी हॉलानूच रावता कारण तांकां भंय दिसता की मातयेची घरां ती फुल्ली डेमॉलिश जरी जावना ती केन्नाय पडपाक शकता सो हेजेरूय म्हाका दिसता की सरकारान विशेष लक्ष घालपाची गरज आसा कारण कदाचित हे लोक जे घर ना म्हणून त्या घरांनी सुद्दां रावपाक गेले मातयेचे आनी ती वणत जर पडटा आनी भितून कोणाची जर जिवीत हानी जर जाता जाल्यार ते अत्यंत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण जातलें हांव सरकारा कडेन मुख्यमंत्र्या कडेन विनंती करता आदरणीय मुख्यमंत्री डॉक्टर प्रमोद सावंत सरा कडेन विनंती करता की ताणें तत्काळ ह्या गोश्टी कडेन लक्ष घालचें कारण घर ना म्हणून जर ती लोक त्या मातयेच्या घरान गेली आनी ते पार्शली डॅमेज जाला आनी केन्नाय जर ते माती जर तांचेर पडोन कोणाची देव ना करूं जर जिवीत हानी जाता जाल्यार ते अत्यंत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण जातलें सो ह्या खातीर हांव विनंती करता सरकारा कडेन की ताणें तत्काळ लक्ष घालून ह्या ज्या लोकांच्यो ह्या तिराळ विशेष करून जो वाळपय भितर चड फ्लड अफेक्टेड एरिया जाल्ली तितून सरकारान तांकां लक्ष घालून तेंचे जे कितें प्रश्न आसा ते त्वरीत तेजें निदान करचें हें हांव सरकारा कडेन विनंती करता धन्यवाद.
While the fishing activities in the state have commenced, but the issue of the fishermen are yet to be solved. The fishermen in Shapara has raised a serious concern over the sandbars in the Shapara River, especially near the Shapara jetty. They have alleged that they have made several complaints and also met the authorities, but till date, there is no solution.
आणि आता कितें सद्या सारकेंच आतां पळोवन तुमी आतां पाणी आयता येता तरी आसतना थंय तुमकां दिसता पळय तें मोडटा पळय भितर आमकां वचपाक आदार ना त्या भुंयून वयचें पडटा थंय कितें पडलां हेजें कांय कळना म्हाका कितें जालां पळय तें तेका लागून हांव गोवोरमेंटाक गेलो हांव खूद गेलो फिलिक्स नेरीक मेवलो फिलिक्स नेरीन सांगलें वर्सान 2 वर्सान गेलें आपूण येवन भेट दिता म्हणून सांगली आनी तें पळोवया आनी तांकां कोणाक हाडलें आनी तेन्ना हांवें तांकां विचारलें तुमी प्रॅक्टिकली केल्यात तो तुमी जे ब्रेक वॉटराचें जें आहा तें तुमी कित्याक करिनात तर म्हाका तेंच्यांनी काडून आनी खंयचो तरी प्लॅन दाखयलो एक हांवें म्हणलें प्लॅन तुमकां कळना रेंव ही येता खंयतरल्यान भायल्यान येता रेंव ही भायली भायर भितरली येना तर म्हाका म्हणलें तें अशें जाता हांवें म्हणलें तूं एक वॉल घाल थंय कांयच जायना रे तें वॉल घातल्यार आमकां सगळें काम जाता तर तेणी फिलिपने म्हाका येता आज मेरेन 2 वर्सां जाल्यार आज मेरेन तें हांगा पावस सुद्दां दवरूंक ना पळोवंक सुद्दां ना हेजेटीक कोणूच येवना डायरेक्टर सुद्दां आयज आमकां बोर्ड बांदतले जाल्यार ह्या धक्यार चान्स ना आतां केन्ना मोडोन पडत हेजी गॅरंटीच ना पोनाक वचोन पळयल्यार सगळो रिपोर्ट धाडलो सगळें धाडलें एक स्टंप ना बांदता पळया कशें दर्यो बांदल्यान कितें हालत केन्नाय मरोंक शकता आनी केन्ना आमचें कोण तरी कोसोन कोण तरी मरत म्हणून आमकां हो भंय जाला आतां एक आमकां
की हे आमचे नस्त पळय आहा ते साळ बासून आमकां लागता, कित्याक लागून ते आमकां भायर येवपाक वचपाक मेळना, कित्याक तर थंयसर आमचे सगळे सुके नस्त पडलेले आसा. अशें प्रत्येक फाटी 2-3 फाटी ते काम केलें, पूण ते तशें काम करून जायना. जर आमकां खंयसर एक अशी भिंत कशी बांदून जर फातर घालून जर करता जाल्यार ती रेंव सगळी वयता आनी आमचो सुरळीत धंदो चलतलो आसतलो. कित्याक तर 4 वर्सां आतां 2-3 फाटी केले तेंच्यांनी केले, पूण कांय तेचो फायदो जालो ना. परत आतां सगळे झेटी वयल्यो बोटी चालू आसा, पूण आमचें कितें जाता, आमकां वचपाक मेळना कारणान आमच्यो बोटी सारक्यो थंयसर वयरूच आसता. की
तेन्नाच्यान आमी आतां हे नस्ताचेर अजुनूय पळयता हांगर कितले त्रास जाता आमकां कितें जाता ते. तरी मनोहरबाईन आमकां 2दा ते उस्पोन दिल्ले हे करून, पूण ते कांयच फायदो ना हेचो. शेवटी आमी ते ब्रेक वॉटराचेर पावले. ब्रेक वॉटराचेर आमचें सगळें काम जाल्लें आनी कित्याक तरी अडचणी येयल्यो आनी ते गोवोरमेंटच्या तेंच्यान कोणी ते आमचे कटल फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंटान आमकां ती NOC दिल्या न कारणान आमचे ते प्रोजेक्ट बंद पडलो परत. तरी आसतना त्यो आमी बाब आमचो फिशरीज मिनिस्टर फिलीप नेरी कडेन सुद्दां आमी कॉन्टेक्ट केलो.
Narali Purnima, also known as Kokla Day, is a major Hindu festival that falls on the full moon day Purnima in the holy Shravan month of the Hindu calendar. Hence, the festival is also referred to as Shravan Purnima.
बोला श्री वेताळ महाराज की
जय महाराजा वेताळा पावरे मजा बाबा.
कोर्टातून एक कृपादृष्टी प्राप्त होईल आणि त्यांचे झालेले प्रश्न या प्रश्नांचं परिमार्जन होईल. त्यांना लवकरात लवकर या इथे येण्यासाठी त्यांना वाट सापडेल असाही देवाचा आशीर्वाद आहे तो सर्वांना प्राप्त करून देईल. मंगले शिवे सर्वांसाधिके शरण्य त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायण नमोस्तुते रुद्रोते वरुशरणो चंद्रबाहु सुलोचनाते शुलखट्वरदा भयपाणे सकल पूजार्थे अमृतेशाय शर्वाय महादेवाय नमः. सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते. रूपदे स्मरणांच्या कर्षे कलश घंटा. त्याचप्रमाणे आणि शापोरा जेटी कर्मचारी वर्ग आपल्या चरणाच्या ठिकाणी अनन्य भवान शरण येऊन प्रतिवार्षिक विहित आणि आज हे नारळी पौर्णिमेचं औचित्य साधून महाराजांना आपल्या चरणाच्या ठिकाणी मनोभावाने पूजा केलेली आहे. केलेली सेवा चरणाच्या ठिकाणी सांगोपांग रुजू करून घेऊन केलेल्या सेवेचं कल्पोक्त शुभास्ताचं फळ या समस्त मंडळींना प्राप्त करून द्या. त्यांचा चालणारा योगक्षेमाचा हा मत्स्योद्योगाचा व्यवसाय महाराजांना दिवसेंदिवस हा व्यवसाय वृद्धी करून पैशाला 5 पैशाची प्राप्ती होईल. मिळणारा घामाकष्टाचा पैसा सुखासमाधानाचा लाभेल. त्याचप्रमाणे उत्तम दर्जाची सागर संपत्ती त्यांना प्राप्त होईल असा जो देवाधिकाचा प्रेम आहे तो सर्वांना दाखवून द्या.
आम्ही जे वर्सा प्रमाणे जो भांगराचो एक नाल कायदो आमचो आहा त्या प्रमाणे नो कायदो करता सगळे बोटकारांचे मेळून आनी आमी देवा कडेन मागतो येताळा कडेन आनी सगळें करून आनी कायद्यान आमी जें कितें आहा न्हू कायदो करून आमचो आतां तुमकां खबर आसा नाल सोडलो आमी आतां जालें. आतां मुद्दो तुमचें सांगचो कितें की आमी देवा कडेन मागता की सदांच आमचें सांनभर जें आहा न्हू एकदां तें आमकां वाट करून दिवची.
And now we end this bulletin with a cartoon of the day. Well, that's all we have in today's news bulletin. For more updates, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel at HCN Goa. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook to stay alerted by following as Oharaldo Goa. Until then, goodbye and take care.